Hey guys, long time no see. I feel like I just wanted to come on and make this video because here we are. It is the end of 2023. I feel like the year flew by, except for like it was a weird year, y'all. It was, I don't know how to encapsulate it honestly. Like it was weird. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane, but I'm just sitting here with the Christmas lights, guys. We are 1 week away from Christmas. 6 days away from my annual New Year's walk. New Year's. My blood sugar's been messed up. Christmas Eve walk with the dog, and yeah, I feel like December went by super fast. Like yeah. But let's take a trip down memory lane and say goodbye to 2023. All right, so I'm just going to talk month by month and then add in some clips that I have because I didn't vlog a lot this year, so I don't have a ton of footage to show you guys. But let's walk through memory lane. January of this year, don't remember it. I'm being completely honest. I do not remember January of this year. I don't have any recollection of what happened in January of this year. I do know that towards the end of January is when my grandpa was put in the hospital and unfortunately he passed away at the end of February. So that was kind of how the year started, was basically a month of him being in the ICU and then him passing away. I think it was February 23rd of this year. So already the year just started off pretty flat. It was not a good start to the year at all. After that, we came around to March, mid-March. I went to Arkansas, and I didn't know it at the time, but that was going to be the last time I went to my old childhood home. I stayed there through the very beginning of June, so I was there for a good chunk of time. And I have some, footage of that. That's when I first started riding horses for this year. Totally forgot to add, and I will add this in at the appropriate point of the video, that in March, we almost got pummeled by an EF4 tornado. I was in the hospital at the time, and yeah, there was an EF4 tornado that tore through Little Rock, so add that in there. It's all on the way in, all that debris on all those trees. The roof came off of that part of it.
Look at that weird stuff in that tree. Oh
That's what I said. This is what I saw when we came in. All this stuff in the trees. Oh, just up there.
This was super close to my work.
And now I'm doing riding lessons, but that'll come later. So yeah, in March, I went to Arkansas. I had my failed little experiment with Jack and Jill, the two caterpillars that Jill died, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks-ish. Jack died like 3 days after Jill. Didn't work very well. I have raised Eastern tent caterpillars to cocoons before, but these two, it didn't pan out. Sorry, Jack and Jill. Didn't mean to kill you. And I basically just hung out. I mean, I went to the horses when I could. Now, this defining thing of this year / end of 2022 was the fact that I had COVID in August of 2022, and I literally have just never been the same since. So all of this year and end of last year, crazy to think that 2022 is almost not last year now. All of this year and end of last year, I was in and out of hospital. I was March, June, July, August, September, October. I haven't been in since October. So I was in and out of hospital throughout this whole, like, talking about all this stuff. But honestly, don't remember much of April either. Just was there. And I think May was a good month for me. May, we went to Lake DeGray. Or was that June? It was close to May, I think. I think it was May. We went to Lake DeGray, maybe in the beginning of June. And yeah, so that little chunk of time I had in Arkansas was the last time I was going to be in Arkansas, which is just crazy to me that this year there was a lot of goodbyes this year. And one of those was my childhood home. No. Good morning, guys. It's the second day. Sitting out on the dog. Paranoid about dropping my phone in the water. You saw this last night. I'll show it to you in a second. Drinking coffee and gonna go ride horses in about an hour. So I'm excited. Which I can't really show you that. Hopefully my sugar will be stable. Watch it for the next hour, and then I'm just gonna leave my phone in the car. But
You can see the sun shining on the water.
yeah, let me flip this around. So we progress to the latter half of the year now. Like I said, I have to talk more because I don't have a ton of footage. And honestly don't know how much footage I'm gonna have for 2024 either, because it's just kind of sporadic vlogs, sorry. But anyway, so we progressed to the latter half of the year. So I had this chunk of time in Arkansas. I got to see the horses for the last time. I got to see my childhood home that I'd been there since 2000 and I think it was 2000 when we moved there. I was 2 years old, and so 23 years I'd been there, and I said goodbye. Looking back now, I'm glad I didn't know it was goodbye at the time, because what ended up happening was my mom ended up moving to Florida in July, which was a great thing. I'm very glad that she's here. We get to spend the holidays with her this year. But looking back, I'm glad I didn't know it was goodbye. I thought I was going to actually be back in 2 weeks to help my mom move, and I thought that was going to be goodbye. But I ended up in the hospital with sepsis, actually. Couldn't go, and so the end of June ended up being goodbye. So in July, like I just said, I had my birthday, and my mom moved to Florida, which was another huge happiness and huge stress at the same time, because with my mom moving to Florida also meant that obviously I'm permanently moving to Florida. So I had to go about changing all of my CF care, which was just a stress and a half. And I moved from UMS to Tampa General Hospital, and I've been there now since July. And I actually really like the CF team. We're not going to talk about the endocrine. I really like the CF team here. I'm happy with the move now, but it was also a hard thing because I've been at Arkansas Children's Hospital, and then I moved to UMS. So that was the only adult hospital I'd ever been at, and then suddenly I moved to Tampa General. So July was the month of change. July was kind of like this turning point in the year where literally my life changed forever. And yeah.
Water doesn't feel like whatever you said it does either.
It feels like 98.9 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so already. So we move on to the latter half of the year. August was mostly spent sick. I don't know what it is with me in August, but I was mostly spent sick. From August to September, I was just sick, in and out of hospital every couple weeks. Just sick, which was not a fun time at all. But in October, while I did get sick and end up in the hospital again, thankfully for the last time this year, knock on wood, I'd like to stay healthy till Christmas. I did end up going horseback riding, which was a ton of fun. And at that place I went, I ended up signing up for horseback riding lessons, which I haven't had one yet because I was supposed to have one in November, but it turned into an impromptu trail ride, and I'm just getting through the holidays before I call them again. So I'm going to start again in January. But yeah, so that is one major plus that came out of this year, is the fact that I have horses back in my life, because I kind of lost them in June. and I got them back in October. So I plan to take twice a month riding lessons from now on, and that's a very exciting thing. And then I ended up back in the hospital. So then we come to the last 2 months of the year. November, thankfully, I haven't been in the hospital since November, December. November, unfortunately, was yet another goodbye. Honestly, I've had so many goodbyes within the last 5 years at this point. It's not even funny. But November was another goodbye. I lost my Bolt, my first beta fish. He was like almost 3.5, maybe 4 years old. So he was getting up there for a beta. And then I ended up with Flame about a week later, who I still have. We've had him almost a month. December 20th will be a month that we've had Flame. So that was kind of, and then we had Thanksgiving. And I know this is a very brief synopsis of the major key points of this year. But like I said, I don't have a lot of footage like I have in years past because, well, I didn't vlog a whole lot. Spent most of the year in survival mode. So here we come to the end, and this is going to be my ending clip because this video is already pretty long. We come to the ending clip of what do I even say about this year? Like I said, it started off horribly, losing my grandpa, and this is the first holiday without him since I was 3 years old, which is really hard. I haven't felt as December-y as I usually do. Blood sugar interruption, that's been a thing. So I haven't felt as December-y as I usually do because, like I said, losing him was really hard, which was actually kind of interesting for me because I didn't feel that much grief until now, until we hit the holidays. And I was also really, really missing Brooke yesterday, and all that. So it's just been kind of a hard holiday season. And I'm sure you guys can relate. When you have had a year, the best way I can sum it up, that my brain summed it up yesterday, is the fact that I kept thinking, why does Christmas not feel like Christmas like it has in the past? And then there was like light bulb moment, because it's not, because there's family members missing. My childhood home, I said goodbye. I said goodbye to the horses. I said goodbye to the guy that owned the horses. So it's not going to be the same because it's not the same. But that doesn't mean every year is going to feel like this either. So I'm trying to soak in Christmas before it vanishes. But I'm getting off track. So what to say about this year? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It was so up and down. There was the lowest of lows, the highest of highs. And I literally can't sum it up for you guys. I can't. I guess complicated. We'll go with complicated for this year. And I am hoping, quietly peeking into the corner that 2024 is going to be better, because the 2020s have not been my decade, y'all. And I don't think they've been most people's decade, but honestly, like, it needs to chill. But yeah, so that was the brief synopsis of the big moments of 2023. Yeah, I don't even know if this video made sense, but that's all I've got for you guys because I don't have a lot of footage and I've got a very bad blood sugar day. So this is what you're getting. And apologize for the lack of vlogs. I apologize that I haven't been around as much as I used to. Like I said, I've kind of been in survival mode, and I can't guarantee that's going to change anytime soon, but I will be putting out videos sporadically. I've had this channel for 10 years now. I started this channel, or not even 10 years actually, no, 13 years now. I started this channel in 2010, so I will still be around. But that was 2023. We've got like 2 weeks left and we close out the year, which is insanity to me. And hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. Hope everybody has a very Happy New Year. And if you want to go ahead and tell me down in the comments how your 2023 was and what you hope for 2024. So, ready or not, here it comes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, guys.